don't know how to introduce today's guest. Do we run a rhythm? Well, normally we would run a rhythm.
No. Let me see if I can introduce.
You
can run a rhythm.
You can run a rhythm. Run a rhythm. Man say run a rhythm.
We want old school and new school.
Man say run a rhythm.
Let's tell me one. I'm at for me. Let's get a rhythm.
Now listen, here at Sound Chat Radio, we try to capture all forms of entertainment. Entertainment is a very big umbrella, and of course, we tell you guys all the time, it's all about informing, educating, and also entertaining here at Sound Chat Radio. So when we bring in guests, we bring in guests from all spectrums of entertainment. Now, today, we have a multi-talented person in the studio. He is doing absolutely phenomenal. And you know that when we speak about phenomenal, or when we bring guests in the studio, we only really bring them in if I think I go on for them, because we don't really talk to them and them.
Bag of things I go on for them right now. Bag of things I go on. I thought you were walking with some lunch or something. You understand? We're friends from a long time. You understand? So yeah, I'm the same. But you want a rhythm?
Give him a rhythm.
May I give my old school rhythm?
Give him a rhythm. Give him a rhythm. Let us see what I go on.
Aggravated. Well, like how you play that rhythm there, I have to big up my artist. I have to big up my artist, because my artist is currently incarcerated.
Okay.
So, you know, I have to big him up and keep his career alive anywhere we go.
Do your thing.
So me say, tell them for test for no. If them feeling no bad like a way, time over no. If no feeling no wicked like a way, I know for them I run up them mountain and chant.
Major Hype is in the building, people.
See a boy, Major Hype, aka I'm so major. We in the building, you know the
listen, man.
Media,
this man have over 300,000 followers on Instagram.
Well, you know we just give thanks for all of that.
Over 3. As a matter of fact, who are we talking to? Major Hype, because he got so much personality, man.
Well, you want one right now. That we just take the gold with the band and take the ugly with the cute. Understand? And there's only thing there.
Man, I've been waiting to speak to this. I've been waiting to speak to this gentleman for a long time, because he's absolutely carved out his own lane.
Yes,
and that's a great thing. And we got to commend people who do that. Like, the entertainment spectrum is so big. I know you started as a sound man, correct?
Yeah.
Are you still playing Master B?
I actually started as a musician.
You started as a musician,
yes.
So you explored different territories.
Every genre consisted of entertainment. You know what I mean? I play 7 different instruments. That's where I really started from. You know, my main instrument is the alto saxophone. You know what I mean? And it varies from the guitar to the piano.
So you are true
drums.
The statement of multi-talented.
Multi-talented.
I would say so, yes.
So did you do the band thing? Did you ever get involved in the band?
My grandfather actually had a band, you know what I'm saying, growing up. So I used to work in that band and stuff as a youth growing up, and I guess I was just the center of attraction, being an 8-year-old playing a trombone or an alto saxophone in a band, you know, with grown people, you know what I mean? So it was definitely a great experience, and I think it was an experience that got me ready for what's taking place right now, you know what I mean? So that's where it started from, and then, you know,
you moved to sound systems.
Ventured over into, you know, sound system, because at that time the transition of you know, the music turning from instrument to digital,
right?
You know what I mean? You had the Planet Fats and you know, the studio stuff that was more digital, and the instruments were basically being faded out in a sense, you know what I mean? And you know, I was always a fan of music, so I just started playing sound, you know what I mean, at a young age, you know, and I've taken it from there to, you know, from Black Magic days to.
So you played Black Magic?
Yes.
And then from Black Magic you went to?
I went to a bunch of sounds.
but a more popular sound is
I wasn't a sound skettel still, you know. I was not a sound skettel. Let's make that.
Yeah, but
make that clear.
One of the more popular song was Massive B.
Liberal Love Machine.
Oh, you've been Liberal Love too.
Yes.
Wow. So you've been in the sound system culture for a long time.
Where exactly are you from?
Well,
well, here's the thing. Before you answer that question, right? Because we got to take into consideration that our listeners will range from maybe 21 to 65.
Right.
So there will be some people who are not internet savvy, who don't even know who
Right.
we're talking about
Right.
or what we're
Definitely.
talking about right
Definitely.
now, right? So those of you who may not be familiar with Majah Hype, he is a selector who has taken his talents to another level. Now he is an internet sensation. He's somebody that even, you know, my coworkers in the office, sometimes I come to work and they should be actually doing their work, but because of Majah Hype, they're fooling around on the computer. And he does all of these funny skits that just makes you laugh till your belly hurts you, and it's gotten you popular.
Definitely.
I'm hearing that you're
And
touring now.
Definitely. We just came back from St. Martin. We just did a show in St. Martin with Sizzla Kalonji, Tanya Stevens, and Christopher Martin. You know what I mean? It was a big show with probably about 9,000 people, you know, and I had to unleash the Buju. You know what I mean? Because I represent for Buju anywhere I go. You know what I mean? So, you know, I did that, and it was a successful show. I actually hosted the show. And this Thursday, we're going to England.
Wow.
Yeah, we did a show in England last month, and by popular demand, they called us back, you know, and also we're going to be in Birmingham as well. So, I mean, you know, we're touring. We've been touring since last year, and I haven't got off the road since.
So here's how we're going to do this, right? Because I want the majority of you guys to know who's in the studio.
Right.
We're going to change the topic for a little bit. We're going to get Majah Hype involved in some of the conversation that we're having here.
Definitely.
Going to give you guys a chance to go actually to the internet, go to YouTube, check out how can they find your work.
MAJAHHYPE. You could check me out on Instagram. You could check me out on Facebook. You could check me out on YouTube, Twitter, Majah Hype World on Twitter, the same spelling, MAJAHHYPE, or you could just go on the website, I'mSoMajah.com.
Listen, we're going to talk later on. He's going to give you guys some of his personalities. This man has about 20, 25 different personalities.
I think every month he get a new personality.
And we're going to talk about some of the good stuff that he's doing and the fact that he is definitely touring. This is what I'm talking about, sound people. Like, we don't have to just start out playing music in clubs and do that until we have to retire. There's other things that you can do to branch off under the umbrella of entertainment to make money. It's not only about, and here's the thing, and I'll move on after I say this. Like, if you've been playing music for 15 years, 20 years, and you still gotta go into a club to play a song to get paid, there's a problem.
Definitely.
There's a problem with what you're doing.
And that goes for any occupation, really.
Right.
If you selling weed on the corner.
Right.
And you still
on that corner.
You still got problems with re-up money and stuff like that. If you've been selling weed on Parkside and Flatbush, you know what I'm saying, or Merrick and you know what I'm saying, if you've been doing that and you still on that corner selling nicks and dimes, guess what, bro?
Something is wrong. Turn up your radios loud, man. It's Sound Chat Radio. Ninja.
Yeah.
You watch the Majah Hype stuff,
Yeah,
right?
man, regular, man.
Yeah, so
I'm like, I take my sign up. If there was a sign up thing,
Yeah, subscriber.
me subscribing because me no miss that just piss me off. Yeah, me no miss Grandpa James. Me no miss the lady one.
Sister Sandri.
Sister Sandri. Me no miss that. You got a whole bunch of you know,
Different characters
going on.
Let's do this, right? Let's tap into some of your characters for those who are listening around the world, because we are, as you realize, that we are international.
You have a
program.
very wide audience.
Yeah. For people who don't know what you do and never heard of you, what is it that you actually do?
Well, you know, the stereotypes of the Caribbean. You know, we like to play around with it and joke about it and stuff like that. We basically prey on the stereotypes of the Caribbean. You know what I mean? Some of it may be false. Some of it may be facts. You know what I mean? But for instance, not every Jamaican smokes marijuana. You know what I mean? Not every Trinidadian eats doubles. You know what I mean? And we just, you know, prey on them things and we joke about it. I've created different characters such as the Ras, which is a Rasta man when I play that zero tolerance. You know what I mean? He just bun certain thing and not care. He don't care who he talking to. You know, like I did a skit where he went up to the immigration office to get his papers, and the guy's like, "So how long have you been in the country?" And he was like, "Me not come here for do no biography in my youth. But that's why my paper." You know what I mean? So it's just like he just have a zero tolerance for Babylon system in general.
So let's do this. And again, I don't watch the skits as much as everybody else.
Right.
Let's take it from going to the passport office, as you say, right? And let's get all of your characters involved, right? So people can really see that you're actually somebody to reckon with, right?
Well,
so
they know.
So we have a Rastaman going up to the immigration,
Right.
Right. So the Rastaman steps up to the immigration to get his papers, and I'm saying now, sir, how long have you been living in the country?
Well, the Ras is very ignorant, man. It's like the way he's gonna answer is.
Yes, answer.
I don't know if
Answer.
I can like say certain words on this program. I don't know.
Try to keep it clean, of course, because it's very
But
important.
the Rasta gonna make you know straight say, you know, me just there. You know what I mean? Me just there for a while. What that have to do with my papers?
Now, if it was a Trini person that was walking up to the immigration booth, how would that go?
Well, he would tell you, you know, well, I've been here for a little time and thing, but you know, I trying to get my papers and thing and straighten out my life.
Now,
You know?
who else does he do? The African?
Hey, well, you know, I came here on somebody else's name, but I'm trying to fix it now. I'm trying to fix it. I want to get married now, so I can get my papers.
Who else did you? Who else did
Get a whole, but it,
You know, you got the
actually all
Bajans,
the-
you got the
the-
Bajans, you know,
Yeah.
you got people in Barbados, you know, because a lot of places don't have an embassy. But Barbados have, we got we own an embassy. People from Grenada and them places got to come to our island to get to the embassy. So when I get to the embassy, I just come here with my papers, you know. I don't come here illegal. We don't do that. Ask Rihanna.
Man. It just amazed me how him get the whole Caribbean accent down pack. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know.
Well, the bridge you know we have it at the studio, they make me a crack up.
Now,
We
man,
have it more.
listen. You're not hearing nothing yet.
You need to be having more.
How much celebrity? How much
Yo, he got a whole bunch.
No, not the celebrities, Ninja. How much hits on YouTube and how much?
No, he had over 300,000 followers on Instagram
on
alone.
Instagram alone. So they're
Come on, make me a laugh.
we have Caribbean artists who don't have as much followers on Instagram that you have.
Right.
And your views are ridiculous, correct?
Definitely.
Now let's
Give them more earplay. Give them more earplay.
give us another accent.
Well,
Piso.
I mean, I could tell you how the Grenadian and them just stack, you know, because you know when it come to jab, we don't play that. You understand? When we don't care about Juve and them thing, we only care about jab. You understand? We throw in mud, we throw in oil and thing, and we just drinking with liquor, and that's it. You understand? And then you know you got the GT banner. You understand me? Because when you come from GT, you know, you're down in the mud in nobody. In the mud in nobody. And we ain't really got beaches and things like that. You understand? But we got minerals, buddy. You understand? We got gold. You understand? And if you violate, you understand? You got to simplicate. You get me?
Wow.
Call here live.
Yo, here's the man them.
Hail my brother.
All man them in the studio. Blessed love. You guys?
What going on there, boy?
Easy. You guys?
Yo.
You could make a man that have a bad hair, day. Good night. That's how bad you are. You sick. Bless up.
But bless up yourself, bless up.
This is one of the reasons why I asked the man, where's he originally from?
Well, you know,
Because where are you originally? Where's your birthplace?
birthplace. I was born in the Caribbean Sea on a cruise. My mother and father was cruise ship workers.
Wow.
So there's no jurisdiction to my birth papers.
Okay. Wow.
The man is claiming
A nice answer.
I'm a diplomat.
A nice
global.
answer.
Let me tell you something, right? Since we've been touring, I've went to about 5 different international islands and countries, including Guyana, Trinidad. We've been to internationally. We've been a lot of places, and
Right.
4 immigration officers and in these countries have told me welcome home when I got there. Straight up. I got to Guyana, and the guy is like, so your mother live here, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You trying to catch me in something? He's like, well, come home anyway, buddy. And I'm like, this guy got my passport in his hand and don't even think about looking on it to be like, you know what I mean? And I just snatched it from him quick after he stamped it. So, I mean, you know, it's a blessing to be appreciated and you know, accepted as the people's comedian and somebody that they can look to for a better day and a better inspiration. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. I mean, Caribbean people, we have a big demographic. You know what I mean? And we are, you know, we put a stamp on a lot of things. You know what I mean? And we don't realize the power that we have. You know what I mean? Like we were speaking to, I had a meeting today, and they're talking about like the census. You can't bring the census business to the yard, man. You know what I'm saying? You go to if you go to Queens and you're doing census and you got, say, 4 houses of Americans and 4 houses of Spanish. You could document the Americans. Jamaicans ain't having that. They like, how much people live where? What you talk about, Mike? Me don't want to hear that. Nah, man, no census business now gonna run, yes, so. Because they don't want people to know how much people live in their crib. They don't, you know what I mean? They're just not on that. You know what I mean? So we don't document a lot of things, but you know, Caribbean people, we have a big grasp, a big hold in entertainment, period. Right. I mean, and I don't think that we know and understand the power that we have as an entity, as the demographic, because I represent a demographic. You know what I mean? I don't try to represent Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, Guyana more than any other one. You know what I mean? So I mean, my platforms on social media is basically a melting pot. You know what I mean? It's more about unification. That's why I don't tell people where I'm from, because I feel like it's more unified if everyone
owns you.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, it's more unified that
makes
way.
Sense. It makes a lot of sense.
You might have a Jamaican comedian, or you might have a Trinidadian comedian, but guess what? Only Trinidadians is going to relate to that. Only Jamaicans is going to relate to that. Even if it has similarities, just knowing that this person is straight up Jamaican, you like, boy, yeah, they my tabo, he not tabo nothing.
See,
you understand me? So I mean, it's
so it's purpose, and it makes sense.
Right.
It's purpose
Definitely.
that you never reveal where you're actually from.
Definitely,
and it works for you.
Definitely, I don't think it's relevant. I think the relevancy is in the unification that we deal with. You know what I mean? It's a brand, and it's a brand that you know, sponsors the whole Caribbean. You know what I mean?
Here's a thing, people, and many of you might say, well, Chin has is it safe to call you a comedian?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's what I am.
Chin has a comedian, and you know, Ninja and Chin has a comedian here in the studio. And what I want you guys to understand is that we have to grow out of believing that our only form of entertainment in the Caribbean is music.
Right. Definitely.
You know what I mean? And that's a big problem that we have. So if we now go dance hall, if we now go to a soca fete, if we now listen to reggae, then it's not entertainment, which is not true, right? Every now and again, our culture evolves. Some multiple talented person that can make you laugh. Now, for many years, and I don't know about other people, but for many years we've been tortured with, and I say torture not as a bad way, but growing up as a youth, it was like, these jokes are not really funny.
Right.
And it was Oliver. And Oliver got into the homes of many. He started in Jamaica, but he got into the homes of many Caribbean people because at that time people just wanted to laugh.
Right.
And there's been other characters that have been evolved since then, but no one that you can directly say is not synonymous to any particular country. Definitely. Until you. Definitely. You know what I mean? So what you're doing is definitely kind of, you know, it's a great thing by not saying, yo, may I add, man, from GT or so forth, because everybody will own you.
Right.
Now, what I want to ask you is, how did you, like, what made you get up and say, this is what I'm going to do? Or has it been something that you used to do around your friends and they told you was good enough to become professional?
I think that it was just God's given talent, bro. I think you know, I'm just a vessel. You know what I mean? I'm just a vessel, and I'm carrying out the orders of the Most High. You know what I mean? He's blessed me with these different talents and being able to even cross over into different genres of the entertainment business. You know what I mean? So being able to do that, I'm just doing the work that I feel like I was carried out to do. You know what I mean? It was a big step for me to even jump into the comedic entertainment world, because I was working a job, a regular job, making 6 figures a year. And I stopped doing that. You know what I mean? I stopped playing sound. You know what I mean? And took my career seriously. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to be titled as social media comedian. I wanted to be known as a comedian. You know what I mean? And when people started calling for like stand-up shows and stuff like that, you know, I was ready to take on any show because I know it's a hard task, but it's a task that I know that I can also, you know, conquer. You know what I mean? Playing sound is not an easy thing, but it's easier than
making people laugh.
Definitely.
You
could play a sound and the music will speak for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you're on stage in front of 2,700 people and there's no music playing in the background, there's nothing but you, the microphone, and the audience, you better make them laugh. Because if you schedule for an hour show and 5 minutes into your show nobody don't giggle, guess what? And on another level, we're dealing with not only just regular people, we're dealing with Caribbean people, which is one of the hardest
people to
audience
make laugh.
to you know what I mean?
Yes.
I've done shows where I look into the crowd and see some railroad boy sit on and they start off like face bend up and wrench up, and by the middle of the show they cracking up, and you know what I mean, because you know that's the joy of being able to be a speaker, and I think that helped along the way as being a MC as well, right, to be able to command the crowd and speak to the crowd and not fear the reaction of the crowd.
Majah Hype is a comedian.
Right.
So here's what I would like to do. The number in studio is 718-554-8598. We got another topic coming up, a really big one, a serious topic I want to speak about. But before we get to that, here's what I want to do, right? An artist would have to freestyle, so we're going to make Majah Hype freestyle in a different format. Right. The number is 718-554-8598. Now, I would like you to call up, ask Majah Hype to repeat something for you in one of the languages that he uses. So whether you would, and keep it clean. Don't make him say nothing too long and too difficult. But you call him up and you say, Majah Hype, this is what I want you to say. Use the Guyanese accent. I use the Trini accent. I use the African accent.
I even ask him a question, ask him to reply back in.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. Let's see how diverse he is. 718-554-8598.
From Panama, you know. What going down here, big man? What big man? What you put him in nose? You put everything on the paper there, man.
Call you live. Speak to Majah Hype.
Majah Hype, don't do the accent. Do the bojo.
You see it. You see it? The bojo in my ear. Wow. I got you.
Call you live. Put him on the spot.
Majah, can you do your Jamaican accent for the morning prayer?
Oh, when Jamaicans go to pray in the morning.
Yes. Let's hear that. Go ahead.
Wow.
How did it go again? Really and truly, when I do these skits, there's nothing writing. I don't write anything. I just do it off the top of my head.
I saw that.
But the Jamaican prayer, I think, is when he said, Father, help me out today, Father. What he said? Cause me I got work today. I don't want what? Me don't want my boss get on my nerves, you know. I know what me gonna do me, you know. I want me to do them, you know, Father. I think it was something like that, to that effect. You know what I mean?
718.
That was a long time ago.
718-554-8598. Many of you are familiar with him. Many of you are not familiar with him. Just call him up. We're gonna spend a few minutes on this, and just don't give him something that he's done before. Just say, Majah Hype. Here's a sentence. Repeat it back in such accent.
Let me tell you something that was crazy and that really drew my attention. When we was in St. Martin, there was a little 8-year-old child from St. Martin, and she was one of the driver's daughter, and she just took a liking to me from the time we came around her, and we had a good time, and she turned to me and she said, "You know which one is my favorite?" And I'm like, hold on, you watch my stuff? Like, first of all, you 8 years old, but she was 8 going on 25, really and truly. But she said, you know the one when the guy was in the restaurant, and I'm like, the guy in the restaurant, yeah, and she ordered lobster, and I'm just like, that's crazy, because I think I said when Haitians go to the restaurant and he's like, what do you want to order? And she was like, I want the lobster. And he was like, lobster? I don't have the money for the lobster. You're gonna have to order chicken tender. And she was like, what she said? She's like, but I don't want chicken tender. I want lobster. And she just recited the whole skit, and it was just ridiculous for me to even realize that, you know,
you're touching all ages.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
when you go to do stand-up comedy,
Yes,
right?
my friend.
How are you received by different?
Call it
Fire received, boy, received fire. How are you received?
How are you embraced?
Embrace fire.
Call you live.
Yo, Majah.
Yes.
Where you calling from?
I call from England, Birmingham. You know I'm floppy though. You can do a Birmingham accent.
What's going on there, blood?
England accent.
How are you?
I'm cold, man. I'm cold. When I'm in the Birmingham thing.
Here what happened now, right? I'm gonna be in Birmingham when this weekend.
That's a London accent, man. That's a London accent, not Birmingham.
No. You see, Birmingham is kind of like it sounds like a English, Irish kind of country kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
We get you out, brother. We get you out. Go on, brother. We get you out, brother. We get you out. Go on. All right. No problem.
all right, I'm gonna see you soon though.
So just in case for people who don't just hearing of you, where can they find you to see your skits and stuff?
Definitely on Instagram, you know, MAJAHHYPE. You know, I noticed that a lot of my fans that's on Facebook may not, you know, be they might not know about Instagram. You know what I mean? So it's important that they know, you know, where these videos come from, because I see people share my videos all the time, and it's 400 and something thousand hits and likes, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and shares and stuff, and they just don't. So many people, like, when they see me in the street, they'll walk up to me and not even know my name, but just know that I'm the dude that does the videos, you know what I mean, and they'll be like, yo, you mad funny, bro. What's your name, fam? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the people who do share the videos and stuff like that, you know, just put a hashtag underneath it or something, you know what I mean?
What's your ultimate goal as a comedian? Like, how far would you like to reach?
Well, really and truly, you know, I'm actually working on a lot of things right now. You know, we just left a couple of very productive meetings, you know, with some networks and stuff like that want to do, you know, TV and stuff like that, reality TV, and a different, you know, different things that, you know, that's coming to the table. But the ultimate goal, I have 2 scripts that I wrote. You know, one is a short film and one is a full feature that I'm going to be shooting this summer. Also, I have my documentary, which is basically just for information for the people that, you know, that doesn't know what Major Hype is really about, or what else I, you know, put my finger in, or whatever, fire. You know what I mean? So, you know, or, you know, the full feature, you don't have to expect any gunman movies from me. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, there might be a little gunplay in it, or mild violence and stuff like that, but I don't think that's
that's not the image that you.
That's not the image that I want to show for the Caribbean. Not just for me, for the Caribbean. I mean, you know, you got all the great movies that I'm not taking nothing from. You know, you got Shatas, you got Belly, you got this. You know what I mean? You got all these movies, but we're only showing them one side of us. As when you talk about corporate America, you know, you're talking about people who are basically ignorant to the fact that whatever they see or whatever we show them is what they're going to believe. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like it's almost like a brainwash. You know what I'm saying? We got all of these gunman movies and these movies with us selling drugs and being the warlord and the don and the this and the that, but there's many different sides to Caribbean people. We have a comedic side, we have a romantic side, you know what I mean? We have the side where man I get bun, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's different sides to it. So, you know, that's basically what I want to do. I want to be able to show corporate America and the rest of the world that we have, you know, other genres when it comes to being Caribbean. You know what I mean? We have comedy as well. And thank God every show that I've done thus far has been sold out. You know what I mean? Wow. Every show. Like I haven't been to one show where there was seats, you know, that was voided or whatever. So I mean, you know, the people, it shows in the numbers. You know what I mean? And the show that we did in England was ridiculous. We did Boston about 2 weeks ago. That was ridiculous as well. You know, we're going to Toronto when we get back from England.
Wow.
You know, and that's going to be like my 4th or 5th time in Toronto. But this show is going to be a special show because it's going to be me full hour. I mean, I've been there and, you know, headline shows with like Michael Blackston and stuff like that. So
how do you interesting that you say an hour. How do you recreate the characters? Because here's the thing. Here's something that I noticed with a lot of the comedians coming out of Jamaica. I got to speak about what I'm familiar with. A lot of these characters, a lot of these comedians who play characters, when you see them on TV, wicked, because they have time to go in the dressing room and change and the this and the that. But how does it work when you're on stage and you can't bring forth that character? Say for instance, people that we love to watch, Twins of Twins. You know, they'll make you laugh till your belly hurts, and you listen. We all listen to their CDs and we enjoy it. But then, how do you bring that alive on an actual stage?
Well, I always wanted to separate myself from everybody else. You know what I mean? And that's why I even created these characters. Although, you know, I might do a parody with Buju or DMX or whoever, you know, I always want to create my own characters that I built and made, that I know that I could change into that character anytime, like the Ras. I can just turn into the Ras right now. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And then I could just go straight from the Ras to Grandpa James right now. Oh God, this is that piss me up. You know what I mean? So that's how, you know, it's easily transitioned because I created that. You know what I'm saying? And even if I want to do Buju, I just, you know, fire for that, as a matter of fact, do Buju. But anyway, even if I wanted to, you know, mimic Buju, you know what I mean? Like, I could just jump right into it, you know, and just say, well, I don't know. I saw the thing, son. Big up the son. You know what I mean? So, I mean, when you have that, I mean, some people have the studio talent. You know what I mean? Where they're geniuses in the studio or behind the camera. You know what I mean? But I always wanted to separate myself. That's why I even started doing stand-up, because I realized after I started doing comedy on Instagram, they started popping up like popcorn. You know what I'm saying? People who's trying to do what I do, or even, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? I always want to stand away from and change and be a different person other than that regular person that you just see them on Instagram. You know what I mean? And they just host an event or whatever. I want to be that person that could actually bring entertainment into the theaters and the auditoriums and stuff like that. So, I mean, the transition on stage, I usually have about 3 minutes to change, you know what I'm saying? And I usually have my MC, you know, the MC will or the DJ will play music meanwhile I do the transition, because when I'm changing into the Ras, you gonna think it's a totally different person, because I'm putting on fatigues, I'm putting on my Green Army, Jah Army, you know what I mean, and with the buttons, Selassie buttons, and you know what I mean, and I'm gonna when I present the Ras, you're gonna feel like, yo, this is a totally different person here. Like, people already approach me and say, yo, you funny, son, but you see the dude that be doing the Ras, and I'll be looking at him like, bro, that's me. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't have, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because, I mean,
Majah Hype is in the building, people. It's just a different sound chat this week, and it's a sound chat that will allow you guys to understand. And I really want to, you know, fulfill our goal here at Sound Chat Radio, which is to inform, educate, and entertain at the same time. It's very important. We are about sound system culture, but we're also about Caribbean culture. You know what I mean? Dancehall, reggae, whatever it may be that's coming out of the Caribbean. We're going to talk about it here. Here it is that Majah Hype is right down our alley. And here's why he's right down our alley. He is coming from the same culture that we're coming from. Lifting up the record box, rolling up the speaker wire, putting the speakers in the truck, and now he's doing something different with his career. And he's still giving or paying homage to the fact that he's able to stand in front of a large crowd of people to do his new talent or his new, you know, career, because he got that training from the sound system culture where he had to stand in front of people with a microphone. Hype, I mean, you got to do another character or two before we get out of the building. I think the people love it. Somebody call and say, yo, when you going to have Majah Hype back in the building in bad, not knowing that you're still sitting here. So, And those of you who missed the how you borrow what happens when you borrow different type of West Indian people's car, what else is something that you, because I know it seems like your jokes are so candid that you don't remember all of them. Give us something new, something that you just worked on that's fresh in your mind, that involves different accents.
Well, the last thing I did was West Indian salesman.
West Indian salesman.
Just buying anything, like a furniture set, you know what I mean, a vehicle, how they persuade you to buy stuff.
So let me count them down. I want to start with the African. So the African salesman.
Okay, the African salesman said, so you want to buy this couch? And the guy is like, yeah, how much for the couch? And he's like, well, I can sell it to a white man for $2,200 if I want to, but you're my brother, so I will sell it to you for $1,200. And then the guy says, I got $900, fam. You know, we always trying to, get the best deal. And he says, well, you cannot afford that, so you should not buy that. You cannot get it. It's best you get a futon, because you cannot get it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, the Jamaican salesman.
The Jamaican salesman says, I'm just remembering what it was. He says, so you could give me a deal on the couch? And he's like, boy, can't. Yeah, what go on? Give me a number. I'll call it tomorrow. Get it for you, because them boy are idiot tonight.
The Bayesian salesman.
Wow. The Bayesian salesman says, he says, this is the best price you gonna get anywhere. I telling you right now, you could check anywhere and try to get it anywhere. And the guy was like, the Jews be making deals. He was like, well, then go up the road then. Go up the road, because I telling you can't get it nowhere else.
Wow.
GT.
Wow.
Guyanese salesman.
The GT salesman says, what did he say? He said, oh, buddy, let me tell you something. You see this thing here? This is the best price you're going to get it for. Trust me. And then the guy's like, well, how much you could get it for me for? And he's like, boy, I could do this thing for you for a nice little $1,200, And he looks around, he's like, I could get it for cheaper, Just give me a number, I'm going to link you.
Major Hype is in the building,
yes,
man. We listen to music, we party to music. Music makes us feel good, but laughter also makes us feel good as well. Jokes makes us feel good. What you're doing, definitely commendable. I wanted to get you up here for some time now just to highlight what it is that you're doing.
Definitely.
It is a different part of our entertainment spectrum. You know what I mean? And the fact that you are, because you're breaking boundaries. You're not only loved by the Jamaicans or the Guyanese. You're loved by everyone. Everyone laughs to your jokes, and that's rare. In our culture, that a comedian will emerge. The comedians in Jamaica, we love them, but mostly Jamaicans love them. Maybe another island might be like, yeah, them all right, but you know what I mean. And then the other islands have their thing.
Right.
You are like dead in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, like you said. Like you're just doing your thing and everybody's logging onto it and everybody's loving it. What shows do you have coming up? What is it that you need to get out there for people to know?
I mean, basically, like I said, it's more about unification, and that starts with home. You know what I mean? The unification starts from day one. And speaking about issues like what you just finished speaking about, the conditions in the hospitals and stuff. It's all about unification. Once you have unity, you have strength. You know what I mean? And I think that's a start. You know what I mean? Once you have the unification, you can move and push doors and open certain doors and stuff like that. As far as shows is concerned, I have a show coming up. Like I said, this weekend we're going to England. We're going to do a show in London in Peckham. And then after that, we're going to Birmingham, and then I'll be in England for a couple of days doing some interviews on BBC and stuff like that.
Wow, good.
And from there we're gonna leave there and then go to Toronto. I have a show in the Queen's Theatre, Queen Elizabeth Theatre. That's gonna be, like I said, a full show of me. We usually say it's a duration of an hour, but once I start rambling, you might be there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just sitting there. You know what I mean? So,
would you say, because we tend, as West Indian people, we say that music is powerful, and we all agree. And we say that music can alter someone's behavior, can make you do good things, can also make you be a really bad person.
Definitely.
Right? Do you feel that there's a power in laughter?
Of course. I mean, I've gotten different inbox messages and DM messages that was, heartwarming. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you don't even really know you have an impact on people until somebody actually tells you these things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have an event that we're going to Orlando for. And I speak about this situation a lot because it hits home. A lot of things happen and we don't acknowledge it until it hits home and until it absolutely happens to us or a friend or, you know what I'm saying? And, a young lady that contacted us, she emailed us and she said, I don't even think you're going to see this email or you're going to even respond to it. But, I just want to let you know that, I'm a big fan. I watch your stuff. I'm going through some medical sicknesses and stuff like that. And, your videos is what really cheers me up.
Wow.
So I told my manager that's sitting next to me, I told him to, investigate the situation and find out what's going on because, we need to, at least be able to visit these people who we touch, you know what I'm saying, or be able to speak to them or, even, send them back an email just to make people feel good, And we found out that she has sickle cell anemia and they found a tumor in her head. And they told her because of her medical sickness, they are not going to be able to do surgery. So the only thing they could offer her was comfort.
Wow.
And she said that, they gave her like a year or a year and a half. And this girl is a young girl, just turned 21. You know what I'm saying? And she's watching my videos and that's her comfort. You know what I'm saying? Watching my videos. And that was heart touching. You know what I mean? To know that, in a situation like that, you turn to me. You know what I'm saying? And we've gotten numerous different emails such as that and just to know that people could have a bad day. We get up every morning and we go outside and you go on the bus, you go on the dollar van, you go on the train. You could be sitting next to somebody that's going through the worst of times, but you would never know that because people don't walk outside and express themselves. You know what I'm saying? You could be sitting next to somebody who just got up out of a house that the lights is cut off or they didn't eat because they don't have no money for breakfast today, or you know what I mean? So you deal with people accordingly, you know what I mean, and you live good and you live good with everybody that you come in contact with, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I believe, you know what I mean? Just to be able to change somebody's spirit, be able to give somebody a little laughter for that hour that they been stressing for the whole day, you know what I mean? And it could change your life because laughter is therapy, you know what I mean?
The power of laughter. So, we often say that there's power in music.
Definitely.
But today we're now acknowledging that there's also power in laughter.
Definitely.
Right. In making someone feel good. With that being said, man, got to thank you guys for stopping by.
Definitely.
It definitely was a one of a different show, and we celebrate having different shows here at Sound Chat Radio because we try not to do the same thing and make it get boring and monotonous over and over and over. I want this program to go forward with the people logging on and not knowing what the hell is going to happen today. So definitely thank you guys for helping us keep that going.
Definitely.
Keeping that energy going.
I definitely appreciate us being up here and you giving us the opportunity to to talk to your audience. You know what I mean? Because every audience is different. You know what I mean? And every audience matters, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So no matter how big, how small the platform may be, even if you touch those 10 people a day, you know what I mean? It's 10 people.
It all adds up.
Exactly.